Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energies, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through for you. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. It takes you right to my book online page. All right, let's look at the overall energy of your reading. The Queen of Wands in reverse. This feels like someone who doesn't feel like their needs can be met. There's a lack of trust of what this person attracts to themselves. Feels like this person's also very uncomfortable with their shadow. Feels like this person hides their shadow or believes that they're hiding the parts of them that they don't find attractive, or worried that others will perceive as bad. Feels like this person, because of this belief that they can't get what they want, they can't get their needs met, then it feels like there's a lot of coping strategies of trying to get their needs met. And this person feels justified to lie to get what they need, because they're operating from a woundedness and a lack of trust of what they can attract and who they can attract to them. Feels like this person is new into your environment. They've experienced a lot of betrayal and heartbreak. And there's unmet needs. There's a woundedness here in this energy. And what do we need to know about this? Okay, this feels like someone new in your environment with the Page of Pentacles. Someone who operates uses communication, weaponizes. I don't feel like you know this right away. I think there's this realization that it feels like this person also doesn't have healthy boundaries. And doesn't operate, doesn't understand healthy boundaries. And so is constantly overstepping. It looks like this person is showing up in your experience so you can learn how to protect your energy, how to create healthy boundaries for yourself. Feels like that's part of your self-love journey, is how to say no, how to allow others to feel the discomfort of a boundary instead of you feeling the discomfort of their disrespect. It feels like this is a tough lesson. Making someone else uncomfortable by addressing the lack of boundaries or something that you do not care about. This isn't the way I want this. And so it looks like you're learning how to communicate those boundaries as an act of self-love. Also, it is, honestly, it feels like it's loving all the way around to communicate your needs and wants or boundaries with this person, because it feels like this is the type of person who would, they don't know how to heal their own woundedness, and so they kind of make their woundedness other people's problems. This is definitely coming up so you can learn how to communicate your needs, your boundaries as an act of self-love. It also feels like an act of loving this person. I'm just wanting to let you know that I don't receive this as loving, that this is not for me. It doesn't, so it's not, you're not saying you did this, I don't like this, and that. It's, I am not receiving this as loving. I am want to make aware of a boundary that you might not be conscious of, that I need, that yeah, it feels like a lot of figuring out how to communicate and not be a people pleaser, not to absorb the discomfort of this person like it's your job to have your boundaries walked all over and to accept something you don't want to. So it feels like you are being given this beautiful opportunity to communicate boundaries. It feels very important, a very important part of wherever you're headed, the trajectory. Wow. All right. The hidden blessing is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Feels like we're still talking about this person. I think sometimes we want so much for this to be the right person, the right opportunity, that we project our desires onto. I need this. I need you to be the right person, instead of just allowing them to be who they are and showing you, is this a good fit or is this not? So instead of operating from your woundedness and I need this and I need you to fulfill this within me, I think this is also clearing up your woundedness in recognition, like, of what doesn't feel right, what is not a good match, instead of saying yes to every possibility. I think when you recognize that an opportunity is not for you or a person is not for you, there's a blessing in that. Like, yeah, I'm not settling. I don't need to make this person out to be bad or the situation to be bad, but it's just not for me. And I think there's something really mature, honestly, about not being in your woundedness, just seeing who people are and recognizing if that's a good fit for you or not. And it's okay if it's not. Instead of like, I need it to, that needing something to happen is creating an environment where you are attracting people who also are in their woundedness and not consciously attracting from a higher standpoint, from what I really am looking for and waiting for the right opportunity. Got a similar message in the last reading I just did, and it feels like instead of going out clothes shopping, I need a swimsuit, and you try on a swimsuit and it is just not the wrong fit. You don't feel confident in it, and you're like, I'm just going to make this work. And it feels horrible. You don't like it, you don't feel good in it, but it feels like there's this belief that you just need to make things work. Just ignore how uncomfortable it is, ignore how you feel, and I'm getting that the blessing here is that you're not willing to be with people or in environments that aren't a good fit. It just feels like maturing, honestly. What you're leaving behind is the Page of Wands in reverse. It feels like you're leaving behind someone who can tell you what you want to hear. It also feels like you're leaving behind a situation and people that are just too small. That you don't want to be told what you want to hear if it's a lie. You want the truth. You want to be able to evaluate if it's the correct situation. So it feels like you're leaving behind situations that are just too small for you. Yeah. People, and it feels like you're also leaving behind people and situations that lack growth, lack new potential. Okay, there's a challenge here because it feels like the challenge here is how to communicate your needs without this feels like diplomacy and mature communication. How to disconnect in a way that is the least amount of wounding. You're not responsible for how others feel and how others take it. Some people, I get the feeling that whoever this new person is, they might lack some maturity here. And so it almost feels like it doesn't matter how you communicate, hey, this isn't the right opportunity for me, that there's a possibility here that this person just doesn't take rejection well, or is in their own wounding and unable to really hear you through their woundedness of rejection. I think the less said, the better is what I'm getting. It's not your job to fix or to heal this person if you are detaching from it. It feels like I had a teacher who said this to me, this just isn't a good fit. And I thought that was such a great way to describe what was happening. At some point it felt like the right fit, and then maybe we grew out of the connection, or it wasn't a fit. And without having to list why, and it feels like there's some maturity around communicating Feels like this is important because of where you're headed, the trajectory you're headed. You need to be able to discern who's for you, who's not, and and allow people to feel however they want to feel about a disconnect. All right. How to get the most of this energy is the Seven of Wands in reverse. This is the second time the Seven of Wands has shown up, this time in reverse. It feels like we're talking about protecting your energy, creating healthy boundaries. It feels like there's something about this situation where if you work with this person, or that you have to be enmeshed, you won't be able to, it feels too small of a space. You're not allowed to have your own boundaries. There's, again, I'm getting communicating, being tactful, saying as little as possible. With the Seven of Swords, it feels like the original meaning of the Seven of Swords is he's taking the five swords and there's two left. So he's taking the communication, painful communication with him, and just saying the bare minimum, being tactical, and just walking away. Eight of Cups. It's not, it feels like you're learning a dance move here, how to protect your energy, how to recognize when someone or something's not for you, to not have to make them monsters, to like, I need to be okay with, instead, it's just not a fit. I don't feel it. It's not good. I don't know if you can hear Chuck snoring. It's really sawing some logs. All right. What's supporting you in this energy is the Three of Wands in reverse. Feels like you're ready for the right opportunity. You're past ready. And I think you've been waiting for someone who can meet you, someone who is at the same level. But it feels like this opportunity is, it feels like you're too big for this person, this opportunity, whatever this is. It feels like if you recognize, part of the discernment is recognizing, do I feel freer? Do I feel more abundant? Do I feel more at ease with this energy? Or do I feel some anxiety, some stress? It feels like this person has some instability and a lack of energy. And it feels like they've created some type of structure that is not working, is exhausting. It feels like there's a sustainability issue here. And so even recognizing, it feels like you're recognizing, oh, this is not stability. This is not, feels like you're willing, instead of needing someone to be something, just seeing them for who they are, seeing the opportunity for who it is and what it is, instead of what you need it to be. And it feels like this is very important. It's just as important to recognize who and what's not for you. And it feels like, yeah, to be in this situation, it feels like a step back. Maybe that's part of this, is the old energies, new person, but very similar old energies. A lack of happiness, a lack of joy, very slow moving. It feels like this person does not work well with others and has some type of boredom, like they don't know how to turn this around. And it feels like the people around them lift this person up. And I feel like you're recognizing, I'm tired of lifting people up. I'm tired of being a support character. This is too small of a situation, and it feels like a step back. Old energy, old lessons. And I think it's quite a victory that you're recognizing and showing yourself, like I've learned. I'm moving on. What to be mindful of is the Empress in reverse. I think being mindful of people who are not on the same level you are, that are not as abundant as you are, not loving and caring as you are. And to be mindful of your neediness, feeling impatient. Where's that coming from? Why are you seeking someone outside of you to fulfill something within you? This is helping you face fears. Face your own fears instead of, I need someone. It feels like you're also letting go of that desperation, feeling like you don't have the resources, you don't have the strength. I think there's a real opportunity. It feels like in the past, this might have been a fit for you because you were still in lesson. This might have been a great opportunity, but it feels just too small, not the right fit. And I think recognizing that, it feels like you're really tuning into your intuition. It feels like you're getting out of your head and trying to, like, how can I make it work? I think I can make it work if I did this and if I made that. It feels like you're doing a lot to make that bathing suit fit. Instead of just waiting until you find the right fit. So it looks like you're following your intuition. It feels like there's something that you're really wanting to create in your life. And I think recognizing if someone or something is really an opportunity, it feels like a hell yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, yes. And the moment if that changes to a instead of overriding your emotions, listening to your emotions, there's something here about really trusting your intuition, trusting that you have unlimited potential to create what you want, as long as you don't settle, and as long as you are very clear about what you want and ask the universe what you want. Now, if this has resonated, now that I've learned, it gives you more clarity about what you would prefer, what type of person you would want to invite into your life, what type of experiences that you desire. So I hope that's helpful. Take care.